always super excited at this time of the year. There's a thousand things going on, but I know that on Monday, I get to see one of the most extraordinary things happen in our community. And that is, I get to show up at the Lansing Center, and I get to see about 1,600 of our closest friends come together in a day to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. But what's more striking is that if you are in that space, you know that the energy there is palpable. You know that the people that are there to celebrate, and they are there with the purpose of community. It is such an extraordinary thing to witness and to be a part of, and that I get to help organize. So it is amazing. I love the bragging points, though. I love to talk about us being the oldest continuously operating commission in the country. I love to talk about us hosting the largest luncheon event in the nation honoring Dr. King. And that's dope because we do it in Lansing. But I also love to talk about our community. You know, people show up there, and it is just a beautiful event and day. But it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the community partners that we have today that we get to recognize. And what's really so sweet about this is that there's not a single person that is going to come up here to this podium and talk to you about their commitment to supporting this commission that we ain't friends with. I mean, we got it like that with them, and it is really amazing. So I am going to get out of the way and let the two people who lead our city organizations come and make a few remarks to you, and then we'll get with my favorite part is getting a big old check. So without further ado, I'd like for you to welcome to the podium Lansing Mayor, Mr. Andy Schor. He made me put you up first.
No, that's all right. I just think of him. Because if Eric was here, I didn't want to. Well, thank you all for coming today. It's really hard to follow Elaine, but I'm going to throw out, this is dope. I love it. I love it. The fact that everything she said, the fact that we can do this, the fact that we are the oldest, we are the biggest, and if Elaine had her way, we'd be even bigger than we are now.
That's right.
We are trying to add more tables. We always have to turn people away, which is frustrating, but you know, as staffing increases after pandemic, we have more capacity at the Lansing Center. This is what we are about. This is what Lansing and East Lansing are about. And it's not just a big lunch, which is always great because it's the Lansing Center. And it's not just, you know, the people and everything. It's about the message from Dr. King. You know, and we get to say that Lansing is the biggest that celebrates the message of Dr. King today and Monday and then all year. We do that right, and we do it right here, and we've been doing it for a long time. So, as Elaine said, we can't do that without the sponsors. It's just not possible. People pay, and they pay a ticket, but we do not say, you know, pay your way and pay hundreds of dollars to come. Why? Because then the community couldn't be part of it. So what you do allows the community, allows the people of Lansing, allows the people of East Lansing to go for a reasonable amount, have a nice lunch, but hear from people like Diane Nash, hear from people like Justice Bolden, who both are incredible. Hear from Grammy Award-winning music, you know, people playing music, and just see kids get scholarships. They get to do that, and they get to do that for a reasonable ticket. And that's because of the folks with the banners that you see here. So it is an honor to be here on behalf of Lansing and our beliefs. It is an honor to thank you all for your support because you believe in the cause. I can guarantee you a few things. I can guarantee you one, that Mark McDaniel will cry. I can guarantee you you're going to have a good time. I can guarantee you it's going to be a good meal. And I can guarantee you the message that you hear is something that you believe in and I believe in, and we all will take for the next 365 days. Thank you, Elaine, and thank you to the committee for getting us here today.
I was going to introduce you and say nice things.
Well, you can always come on, but no. Thank you for joining us this morning, and it is hard to follow both Elaine and Mayor Schor, but I will do my best. Welcome. I'm honored to be part of this kickoff this morning of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan 41st Annual Day of Celebration. I am Robert Belleman, the City Manager for the City of East Lansing. This year's theme, Let Justice Rolls Down Like Water and Righteousness Like a Mighty Stream. This statement comes from the book of Amos, Amos chapter 5, verse 24. A verse calling for continuous, powerful, life-giving justice and righteousness, rejecting superficial worship. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used this verse to advocate for civil rights and true moral action over empty rituals. This verse is a constant reminder that the work of civil rights is never complete. It is human nature to rest on our successes, perceived or otherwise, when we need to constantly remain vigilant and committed to Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of his creed, that all men are created equal. I look forward to hearing from our keynote speaker, Judge Kyra Harris-Bolden of the Michigan Supreme Court, and from Dr. Nash, a living legend of the civil rights movement, who is scheduled to make special remarks acknowledging the 40th national observance of the MLK holiday. We are a divided nation. We need to look past our differences. We need to accept that we have different points of view. We need to respect our differences. We need to respect one another. We need to love each other like I believe Jesus Christ calls us to do. We are all brothers and sisters in God's eyes. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. understood this. He felt God's call to advocate for equality, diversity, and social justice. May we reflect on what God is calling us to do and who He is demanding us to be. May we forgive those who have offended us and ask for forgiveness from those whom we have offended. By doing this, we will take a huge step forward for not only our community, but our nation. Thank you for this opportunity this morning. The City of East Lansing is a proud sponsor of the 41st MLK Commission Annual Day of Celebration. The City of East Lansing is committed to the work of social justice, equity, and inclusion. I would like to recognize Tristan Wright, Tony Baltimore, Kelly Ellsworth Etchinson, Steve DePino, and our own Elaine Hardy, along with the MLK Commission of Mid-Michigan, for your hard work in hosting the MLK Day of Celebration 41 years. It's an important reminder, and I look forward to the inspiring celebration. Thank you.
Oh, I work for him. I want to say 3 things, but I'm not, because I need to feed myself. Thank you so very much for those remarks. Now, we get to do the stuff that I love. So, you know, I think it's so fun to get big old checks, but I really, really, really like getting big old checks. Like I like the whole idea of the literal money in it, but I like the whole thing, and I don't know why it's such a silly thing, but I just love it. I wanted to say, I mentioned before that we couldn't do this without our partners, and we couldn't. It is a Herculean lift, literally, to host an event like we do here in our city. And you know, there's a team of us. You'll get a chance to meet them in a few minutes. Aside from the folks on the executive committee who are just the most amazing community heroes that you'll get a chance to meet. And we have those community heroes that show up to us and help us support our work through their financial backing. And there's one person that Mayor Schor referred to that said that they're going to cry. He makes us all cry. First of all, because of his commitment. It is authentic. It is a commitment that is a choice. because without telling a lot of his business, he could have chose differently about how he feels about equity. He could have chose differently about how he feels about black people, to be frank. But he decided that the teachings of Dr. King, his personal conviction as a human would lead him to make a different choice and to be a different human being. And he has been our signature sponsor for quite some time, and is a true community champion. And I'd like you to welcome, and some of you to meet my friend Mark McDaniel from Cinnaire.
Thank you, Elaine. I usually don't go first.
I know.
I listen to people and then I decide, well, now this is what I'm going to say. So now you're really getting it fresh. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, this morning I was trying to think, what to bring to this, and I was going through a drawer and I found a stack of cards. And any of you who know or knew James Butler, who was a supporter of mine, mentor of mine, close friend, he gave me these cards years ago. And I thought I had used them all. But I found a stack. And I used it today to write notes on. So he's with me. He's also the what would you call it? The co-name of the scholarship fund with me. Something I wanted to do to recognize him because he was so instrumental in his community, and the creation of the commission started out as a prayer breakfast amongst all the pastors here in the Lansing region. So he's with me now. Cinnaire is, for me personally, I have the honor to be able to be the honorary chairperson of this for a number of years now. Is very, very deep in me. It's very emotional. Elaine and others know my journey since I was a young kid. And more likely than not, I might not have been here standing in front of all of you if I hadn't taken a moment and realized that I was on the wrong path and that I had to do something about it, which then I became very curious. I asked lots of questions. And what was cool was people actually were willing to talk to me and answer those questions so I could learn. And that's a lot of what this weekend and Monday is about. Because all these old voices, a lot of them aren't here anymore. And it's a time for us to, yes, celebrate, reflect, think about Dr. King's legacy, but it's also, we have to move forward. Because right now, civil rights are at risk, unlike any other time than when they were here doing what they had to do. And I don't hear the voices anymore that I heard growing up, that I heard in college, that you all have come, any of you have come to this event over the years. You've heard those people who are on the front line of bringing justice, righteousness, the water, the flood, to make a difference. And we are at a moment where we're going in the wrong direction. When I hear terms of we have to reclaim our heritage, we have to reclaim our country, we have to, I heard this all the time growing up, was, have to go back to where they came from. That is like a rallying call right now. It's horrible. And we have to find those voices again. And it's important for what we do every day. We see the effects of this on people in the communities that we work in, that we're we're financing and building affordable, decent, safe housing for in communities that have been disinvested in for years and years and years. We see this. We see the fear. And what's happening now is there's a playbook happening. And it's about chaos. It's about building fear. And when that happens, people freeze. And they start making really stupid decisions. Which is exactly where people want this to be. And what other thing is that happens? Apathy starts to set in, which is part of the green plan. Apathy. The feeling that is so chaotic, I'm so scared, I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to shut up. And we need to think about that this weekend, about that apathy. You know, it's wonderful to talk about the past. It's wonderful to talk about all the amazing, great, strong people that have come before. But we have to now move on. And if we don't, we'll be guilty of apathy. And we're going to get what we reap. That's why this is so important for us, our organization, to be part of this all these years. It's so important to us to recognize the youth. That's our future. In regards to the essay contest, I'll tell you, this group, they are smart. These essays were, I don't even know how the committee chose what they chose, because every single one of them could be the number one. I've only seen that one other time that I've done this, but this year it is powerful who these kids are. Not kids, young adults. And I'm excited about talking about it on Monday. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the commission for giving me the honor to be able to do this again. And you know, crying is the thing. When you're passionate about something, it's cool to cry. Okay? That's what I keep telling myself. Thank you.
But wait, you want to give us a big old check? You want to give us a big old check?
Yeah, I'll give you a check.
So I really would like for some of the commissioners to come over closer to me. Yeah. Go on this side. And then I have to be mayor. Signing up for you all up here. I'm sorry. I'm watching my folks that are still all standing back there.
Intentionally so.
Good?
All right.
You ready? You ready? Okay.
It's great. I got folks up here now, because I was like, this is not gonna work. Because I'm gonna forget. Up next, my friends from MacDonald Broadcasting. Where'd you guys go? Come on over here. Say a few words about this nice big luncheon.
I'd love to do that. Hi, everybody, I'm John.
Hi, John.
This is our, we hired this guy. This is Brian O'Brien. Brian Lassiter is his real name.
Hey, don't tell
He's our program director. Our last conversation was a year ago at the MLK luncheon where Mac and I were leading the luncheon and we're talking to Brian to come take over as program director for us for Power 96.5. So this will be his first opportunity to be here. But I wanted to touch base really quick on, I came into this picture from out of state and 7 years ago, and picked up where Mac has still been pushing and involved in this commission and also involved in this luncheon. We are so pleased to be able to help support this, that when we talk about Power 96.5, we talk about the MLK, we talk about Black History Month, we talk about all the things that Power 96.5 does. I just wanted to make one more quick thing, that Mac took these stations and bought them from Helena Dubos who we lost recently. And she helped start this radio station. And we are carrying on that legacy for her. So thank you, and I appreciate it.
I'll just say I'm excited. It's my first year being involved with this, so I'm really excited. I'm grateful to be a part of it, and I'm excited to see where everything's headed.
All right.
Yeah, you hold it, because they're gonna keep saying, you got it, I want to touch it. I'm the bad picture holder person. Good, thank you so much.
All right, okay. Next up, so we have had a retirement from our commission family of supporters, and many of you know Danielle Robinson from Jackson, who was everywhere all the time in this community, and it was no different with her support for MLK. But she left entrusted to us a really very capable person. And I would like to, I'm going to butcher her last name, her whole name, because I'm calling her Kirsten. Will you just go on up there and
Kirsten Waldron. It's a tough one. I'll respond to anything, that's the problem. Thank you, Elaine, and good morning, everybody. I am Kirsten Waldron, and on behalf of the more than 3,900 Jackson associates across the country, may I say what a pleasure it is to support the MLK Holiday Commission events every single year. More than anything, though, it is really, really wonderful to celebrate and encourage diversity, equity, and inclusion within our workplace at Jackson. At Jackson, our purpose is to help Americans achieve financial freedom so that they can live the retirement that they want. But for Jackson to support this pursuit, it is so important for us to make sure to maintain a strong, inclusive, and equitable workplace for our associates, that they feel respected and comfortable to come to work, which is something that I think that Dr. King would definitely agree with. Members from our employee resource group, VIBE, or Visions in Black Excellence, will be joining us on Monday at the Dr. Martin Luther King luncheon to represent Jackson. VIBE is just one of 9 employee resource groups at Jackson, and I am delighted to be part of a company and community that sees the value and dignity of each person, no matter what they look like or where they come from. So we are really thrilled and so excited to celebrate with all of you on Monday and also celebrate Dr. King's legacy. Thank you.
You notice it's less and less people getting in pictures.
I won't take it personally.
Well, I think that the vice chair is Kelly somebody just knows to be a man. Thank you.
Come on, Eddie.
I don't know why they're shy.
Take pictures for Steve.
Good, we're good. Next up are, and I'm bad because I'm looking around, our friends from Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Look, she is. Oh my God. Can I tell you a quick story? It's about Patrick McFarland, so don't worry. It's not about you. It's not even me. So, I don't know, 20 years ago, when I first was asked to serve as the city's liaison to the commission, I went to go see Patrick McFarland to talk to him about supporting the commission. And we had you all know Patrick McFarland, he does not have long meetings with people. They're often really colorful meetings and conversations. And my meeting with him, I think I got 15 or 20 minutes on his schedule, hour and a half later, after we had a whole bunch of conversations, he provided the MLK Commission with his first lead gift of $20,000. And it was a commitment that he backed up by helping to introduce us to other community organizations that he believed would support our work. So MSU has been MSU-FCU has been a long partner, and it was because of the vision of their CEO, their former CEO, Patrick McFarland, that some really cool things happened for the commission. And then they hired a girl CEO, April, who's not here, but she was dope too, and she kept the work going. And now we have the pleasure of having Ariana come and speak on behalf of the credit union. See, it was a good story, right?
Thanks, Elaine. And I also was thinking a lot about legacy leading up to this. And so I'm glad that you mentioned how MSUFC has been a part of this for some time. I want to start just by thanking the commission. I know it's tireless work that you all do, and your volunteers. You make it happen. And so I want to shout out Elaine. Thank you so much for championing this. And then Dr. Brian Beverly. We get to work together every year. He does the scholarship essays, and he leads it all, and we get to host it at the credit union. And so I just appreciate him entrusting us with that every year, and thank you for the opportunity to be a part of that. This week has been a busy one for the community, but a couple of things happened this week when I was at events, and it just really made me think about who Lansing is and who we are in Michigan. And the first was the MSU Museum had its reopening, but it opened initially in 1857, and so it's one of the oldest museums in the history. Only 500 other museums even existed at that time, and MSU decided to do that. That museum, and I think when I think of museums, I think of education, and I think of trust and building that trust in community and a place for people to gather. And then I learned about the Morris River Pool, right? We're going to have a grand reopening as well this year, and it was opened in 1923. And this was before the civil rights movement, before that era, but that pool was never segregated, ever. And that is who Lansing is, and that's who Lansing's always been. And that makes me proud to be a Spartan and proud to be a Lanstronaut. And also proud to get to work at an institution that is built for community by its community, and that's MSU-FCU, and we have had such phenomenal leaders over time, and I'm proud to get to do the work that I get to do. I talked to April this morning about it. She our girl CEO's out CEOing, and she talked about, we've been doing this for decades, and like this is something that has always been true to MSU-FCU and our mission. And then we also get to continue that through different partnerships that we have. So we partner with Our Space 517 on Juneteenth weekend. We partner with Glam Guts. And I want to shout out Jamara Randall. She's here. She helps pioneer all of these relationships for us at the credit union. And Jamara also had the idea of how can we also make our financial education available for all communities, specifically the underserved communities. And so she leads a program called the Culture of Finances, and that addresses systemic disparities and also creates opportunities and special products so we can make sure that we're serving everyone in our community. And so Tamara, if you could also come up and accept this check, or as we present the check. But I want to thank you all so much for being part of the community that we have been for a long time and that we continue to be. Thank you.
MSU's banner here. I don't know where you the big banners. Real quick.
Right.
Yeah, Brian. I have the check crooked, don't I? No, no.
Looks good there.
Thank you.
Person also needs no introduction. The community knows this person because they're everywhere, always, all the time. I always say that this credit union's footprint is just, every time you turn around, you just see them. And this person happens to serve on our commission with us. And so I would like to have Ms. Camille come up and speak on behalf.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here today. I'm also excited to be an MLK commissioner. I'm going to start my remarks out by reading some lyrics. And some of you of a certain age will know what this song is. Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Those were lyrics from Marvin Gaye in 1971. What's going on? And we can see that across our country today, that those words still ring true. Dr. King, as we all know, was about peace, equality, social justice. And we know that we struggle with that today. That's why this commission is so vitally important in our community. It's why LAFCU is so proud to be part of the work that we do to uplift our community. It's also what LAFCU is all about. Our board and our CEO has made it very clear that we share that same mandate, that we work to improve the lives of our community members every single day in how we move and how we are being, how we stand, how we are seen in our community. It's why we started Stable Communities Foundation. In short 6 months from our first grant, we already gave $270,000 into our community. We're doing things like helping our community members pay their small bills up to $200 in a recent Pay My Bills event through LMTS, Larry Mitchell Trice Sr., as a part of Tabernacle of David Church. We were proud to be part of that initiative. That church was packed with people in our community. I may get a little emotional because this is about the work, y'all. This is not about us writing a check. This is about how we show up. But that church was packed with people bringing their bills, not their $10,000 bill, but up to $200 that they were hoping to get some relief in December. Going out, supporting them on their initiative to help community members grocery shop right before the holidays. That's this work. Getting out of our own way at the credit union last year and saying, we cannot build our book of business off the backs of the people who can least afford to pay overdraft and NSF fees, because that's the majority of the people that pay those fees, are the ones that least can afford to pay it. And so we lowered those fees from $32 to 99 cents permanently. That's everyday lives. That's what this work is about when we talk about social justice. When we talk about who gets to have a certificate of deposit, it's not people with the high wealth only. Shouldn't you earn a higher yield no matter what your means are? And so we lowered the entry point to our certificates of deposits to $50. That's what this work is about. Why do we have our members in our community having to go to payday lenders, paying nearly 400% when you annualize those fees over a 14-day period? And so we have our Express Cash product where they get a responsible interest rate on that product of 18%, far less than 400. They should be locked up for that. That's the work that we do in this community. And that's why it's so important for LAFCU to be aligned with other organizations that also uplift our communities. We know in Lansing, we've come a long way, but we also know we still have barriers. And Lansing has also been complicit in those barriers. We drive 496 every day. We know the history of that highway, disrupting 600 families, businesses, schools. We're doing better, but we have a long ways to go. And this work and the sponsorship that we do is just the tip of the iceberg for what we stand for at LAFCU. But our board made it very clear a couple of years ago at a planning session when we asked them, what do you want your legacy, as we have aging board members, what do you want your legacy to be? And we walked them through a scenario of if they could write a headline on the newspaper. And their headlines read, on the south side of Lansing, the last payday lender closes permanently. Generational wealth for people in our community. That's what they want their legacy. And so that's our North Star. We know what our charge is, and so everything we do, products, services, organizations that we align ourselves with, that is who we are, and that's who we are going to align ourselves with. So thank you, glad to be here.
Round of applause if you want to see Kelly sing that song and Mark dance. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're up here. Did they make you?
Yeah.
I don't know who to look at, do you?
I'm gonna ask our friends from Lake Trust Credit Union to come. Tell me. Omari's a new friend. And you're gonna give me a big old check? And you're gonna say some stuff?
Thank you. My name is Omari Boone. I'm General Counsel and Chief Risk Officer at Lake Trust Credit Union. And just want to say a few things. First of all, thank you for including Lake Trust in today's celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As a longtime partner of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan in this important event, we are honored to stand with you in supporting diversity and creating educational opportunities for our local community. At Lake Trust Credit Union, we believe in the power of all of us. When communities come together, real progress and opportunity follow. Our vision is in a world in which everyone thrives, and that drives everything we do. We're committed to advancing equity and access by partnering with organizations across the state that empower underserved and marginalized communities. Through the Lake Trust Foundation, we've developed a robust scholarship program that provides financial support to students of all ages who are working to further their education. We know education has a lasting impact, not only on an individual growth and financial well-being, but also on building strong, thriving communities rooted in diversity, inclusivity, and belonging. And now I'm going to go off script. As somebody who's from Lansing, Sexton High School graduate, this commission and the work that you've done has impacted me personally. You know, I've seen friends and family who've gone on the Black College Tour and come back with their eyes open as to opportunities and what the world holds. My parents had me come to the luncheon, didn't really want to at that time. I look back on that fondly, and the people that I got to hear from, seeing the community come together, just amazing the longevity and the impact that this organization has had. And glad to be a part of it, and it's kind of surreal to be standing up here thinking, you know, I was a kid, you know, sitting at those tables a while ago. So just really excited to be a part of today's conference, but you know, Monday's event. And it's just one more way that we can unite and move closer to the shared goal of Dr. King's vision of a just and fair society. So thank you for allowing us to be part of this journey.
So I'm gonna have them send their lawyer all the time. That's good, right?
Credit union. We are a community development credit union that's been serving, we're celebrating our 90th year of serving the greater Lansing community. And we really feel that part of our mission is, really is foundational part of our mission is serving the lower and middle income families and individuals of this community. And really, that's really part of really what builds all of our products and services and the way we approach our partnerships in the community as well, is creating more equity and diversity among a diverse population. And we do that really by trying to provide a safe place to save and build assets, offering very low or no cost services, offering education throughout the community, not just our members, where we reach thousands of individuals every year of all ages and means, and finally offering the products and services and support that can really help our members create, I guess, a sense of financial resilience, which is really needed in today's economy. And so, of course, our aims are high, but our focus is really just in that one area of the community's needs, which is why we're really proud to support the commission in their work and really trying to create that overall goal of a just and equal society here in Lansing and mid-Michigan in general. So thank you very much for allowing us to be part of this.
I'm so gonna tell them that they have to come to the Lansing Center at 7:30 because they will take pictures. Got it?
Tell us what.
Anyone from Dean Transportation here with us? And I guess the last but not least, I get to call up our own city manager from the city of East Lansing. You gonna talk or you just gonna?
No, I already talked. I just want to echo what Mayor Schor said earlier. This wouldn't happen without all of the contributions from our donors, so thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we appreciate the continued support. I'll keep it.
I should have been here all along because it hides my whole body.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Other donors that are here, and for those legacy level donors that are here in the room, I know I see TriStar State Bank, and I'm going to miss people. So if you are a partner with us in our work, would you just please stand and let folks that are in the room recognize you? MPHI, TriStar. So that really concludes our check presentation portion of our event. It's 10:49, so we kept you here for an hour. There's food. I hope that you stay and have some snacks with us. Hopefully, some of our sponsors and donors will have an opportunity to speak to our media partners. But before I go, you all do have to come up here now. And so if I could please have the commissioners who are present here, Commissioner Brewer, Dr. June, Commissioner Noah Williams, Commissioner Hoffman, those folks that are here. This is the team that does the work of bringing our signature event to life on that third Monday in January. And I always call them all community heroes, because it isn't just that day. These people walk the talk. They live out the legacy of Dr. King every single day. They are volunteers, and we meet the third Monday of every month, and we meet in committee, and we meet over the phone via text message at sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. But we love each other. Honestly, I know that many of you probably serve on boards and commissions, but this is the best commission in the world. These are people who respect each other's humanity. We believe in the work that we do. We are family to each other, period. And I owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude for them helping me to be a better human. And so I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. You will stay up here and take pictures. That's it. Guys, don't forget to come celebrate on Monday. There still may be a few tickets left. If you haven't gotten a ticket, it is going to be a fantastic event. I don't know how many more times in your life that you'll be able to come and in person hear the words from a legendary civil rights leader like Dr. Nash. Just to even be in her presence, she embodies the full meaning of nonviolent social change. She loves us. It is, every time I have the opportunity to be in her presence, I am awed by her. She said something to me one time after I asked her a question, because I always wanted to be alive in the 60s and the 50s and be a part of the movement. And because I learned about the civil rights movement from people who had been in the movement, and I just always, as a kid, thought, oh, I want to be in the movement. But one day I asked her, I said, what did y'all do? Weren't you get tired? When you got, I had the nerve to ask her, because I was tired one day of something, and I had the nerve to tell her I was tired. And I asked her, what did you do when you got tired and frustrated and things weren't happening? And she, without a beat in her, she looked at me and she said, because I knew you would be worth it. She didn't know me. And it is that love that she has for us and for humanity, that if you don't come and have the opportunity to be a part of, you'll be missing something amazing. So come and see us on Monday, eat some food today, and see you next year.
If we did not thank our chair, Elaine Hardy. We'll come back up in a minute. But we certainly would be remiss if we did not thank our chair. She is absolutely right. The phone calls that come, the extra text threads that we get put on, and even when you call her and you say, I'm just calling to check on you, what can we do? And she say, well, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. And then she say, nah, I'll do it. And she's serious though. But we are really all here to help her in any way that we can. She is our longest serving chair of the commission's history. But certainly, Elaine, we thank you and we love you for all the work that you do each and every day. Now come on up back.
Yeah, right. Oh, no, just kidding. I love you all too. But let's eat and have some more fun.